What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of FORNEVERNEWS, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. And we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, welcome to another episode. As always, in case you aren't subscribed, definitely do so. Help out the channel, help out the show. Also, hit that bell to get all notifications when we drop new episodes Monday through Friday, roughly around 6 p.m. EST, give or take, depending on how long it takes to produce one of these. But yeah, also, I wanted to let you guys know, in case you don't, I have another channel called FORNEVERNEWS, where for the people that want longer format content, that have been loving that, and I kind of, change things up on y'all, the full week's episodes get compiled into a full-on episode every Saturday, so go check out that channel. I will link it in the description below so you can have access to that if that's the way you want to roll with it. And yeah, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get to the stories, people. I'm excited. And the first story I wanted to talk about today kind of has me laughing. I'm not even gonna lie. Has me laughing, has me bewildered, has me questioning a lot of different things, because over in China, which, if I'm not mistaken, I remember, and we covered this many years ago at this particular point, that I want to say it was quite a few manga were actually banned over there in China. There was a lot of stories that, like Death Note, Attack on Titan, quite a few different stories were completely banned over there in China. So to my shock, to my bewilderment, when I heard this story, I was like, what? What is going on? Because apparently over in China, a lot of people are murmuring and rumbling regarding saying, yo, they ripping off Eren Yeager. There's an Eren Yeager ripoff over there in China, and I'm like, how? So wait a minute, let me get this straight. They're bootlegging to even be able to watch and enjoy Attack on Titan over there, obviously, right? Because if it's banned over there, then how the hell they're getting their hands on it? So they're bootlegging it, and then on top of that, they're bootlegging their bootleg by creating an Eren Yeager look-alike. Oh, what? Let's read, people, because it starts off with, now China have their own Eren Yeager, and the top image says, that's Eren from the Japanese, Attack on Titan, and then that's the Chinese version. I'm like, dog, he looks more like Eren Yeager than Eren Yeager in his own damn anime. And then in the bottom image, it's like, maybe you could argue he looks a little more like, I don't know, Kotomine from freaking Fate Stay Night or some shit in the bottom image in China, but god damn, it looks dead on the nose. Let's read what was said about this. What series, what's going on here? Chinese animation series have their own Eren Yeager. Do you remember that cool-looking man-bun Eren Yeager who became the crush of many anime fans? Well, it looks like he got reincarnated into a Chinese animation series called Spare Me Great Lord. Well, jokes aside, there is a character from Chinese animation also called Dong Huo, who is going viral on social media because of his uncanny resemblance with Attack on Titan protagonist Eren Yeager. That character is called Ni Ting, and he is from the newly released Dong Hao Da Wang Rao Ming Spare Me Great Lord. The series is relatively new, and there are only 5 episodes out till now. Ni Ting is not a main character of the series, but after watching the first 4 episodes, it's clear that he will be a major character in the upcoming episodes, and provided are some screenshots from the episode 3 of the series. Now let's talk about the story a little bit. The main character is weak initially, obviously, and after an accident with the truck coon, he gains the ability to level up. Oh god, this totally straight up sounds like, every isekai you've ever heard of. You heard it right. Just like what happens in solo leveling manhwa, MC has received a game system where he can obtain points by scaring and making people emotional. Then he can exchange those points for things like healing potions, etc. Okay, so that was the short summary after watching the first 4 episodes. Here's the official synopsis of the series. This is the story of an orphan, Lu Shu. He is not any regular orphan, but a metahuman experiencing the changes in himself. Hey, kind of sounds a little... his country and the world during the dawn of the magical era. Watch as Lu Shu embarks on a journey to hone his peculiar abilities together with his sister, the adorable and charismatic Lu Xiaoyu. Along the way, they'll encounter supernatural events, obstacles, and even the most powerful people in their country. How will Lu Shu make the best of his abilities and oust his never-ending list of rivals and opponents? Unfortunately, there's no official way to watch the series with subtitles. However, there's many fan subs available online. And I'll be honest with you, well, aside from the fact that this is absolutely ridiculous, because the entirety of China has banned Attack on Titan to my knowledge, unless they did an unban or whatever. So the fact that they're getting access to this. It's kind of crazy almost. It's like they're aiding and abetting copyright infringement if you think about it, the entire nation, because like, so you're allowing a ripoff, so to speak, of Attack on Titan's character Eren Yeager to exist in the country, but the entire series itself can't be in the, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? But I will say, aside from that, because I've been opening up to experiencing and enjoying different mediums as of late, because you already know it's anime manga for life, that's never gonna change. But I ain't gonna lie, based off a lot of things that I've been hearing lately, like, you know, the creator of Gundam talking about China and their animation and how it's going up and all this other stuff, I wouldn't mind checking it out. That's not to say that I'm gonna be like, yeah man, Attack on Titan ripoff or Eren Yeager ripoff for the win or anything like that, but I wouldn't mind seeing what's going on over there in China with their animation and stuff like that. Looks anime-esque. And when I started watching it and experiencing other mediums and stuff like that, it's always interesting and fascinating to see how they do storytelling. I'm very much so on the ground level and understanding how usually an anime or manga from Japan starts. That's why if there's something that really blows my mind, I'm usually like, holy cow, I didn't expect this to, you know, happen this way. But like, I've noticed with different mediums, they take different approaches from, like, you know, different countries and whatnot on how they do storytelling. So I wouldn't mind checking out a Chinese animation. I just don't know, could I even respect if it really just is dead on the nose of like, yo, that's Eren Yeager all day? Could I respect that? I don't know. But either way, yeah, according to the murmurings online, Attack on Titan's Eren Yeager is in China now, and he's a whole different character. Like, what are we doing here, people? Okay, people, next up, first of all, I want to clarify something from a previous episode where we were discussing some comic book related stuff. My bad, I messed up on the whole Batgirl being a part of the Batman film that's coming out with Robert Pattinson. Yeah, that was totally an error on my behalf. She's not going to be a part of that. There's something totally different going on, a different Batman and all that jazz. So I goofed on that. Forgive me. I'm not the most averse when it comes to understanding everything about comic books and what's going on. There's a lot out there, and I'm just now starting to get back into the whole swing of things when it comes to that. But I still want to talk about and report on comic book related stuff, like we talk about Invincible over here. We talk about a few different comic book related shows and whatnot. And I want to once again talk about the Batman film, the actual one, not the one that I was mixing up and saying, hey, Batgirl's involved. Like, no, that's not happening. But Robert Pattinson's The Batman, apparently it's going to be like the longest Batman film ever, and I'm partially excited because it, realistically speaking, if you take away the Justice League stuff and all of that other things, we haven't had a full-on new Batman film in a long time. So it'll be a nice treat to be able to spend a long time in Gotham City with the Caped Crusader. And I totally sounded like a synopsis or some shit like that. Yes, we're spending a long time in Gotham City with the Caped Crusader. Okay, let's read what's going on. The Batman will be one of the longest comic book movies ever. The Batman's runtime has finally been revealed at a lengthy 167 minutes without credits. Audiences will get to spend nearly 3 hours in Gotham City with Robert Pattinson's Caped Crusader. When Matt Reeves' The Batman opened in theaters March 4th, comic book movie fans will be able to spend nearly 3 hours in Gotham City with Robert Pattinson's Caped Crusader. The official runtime for The Batman is a whopping 2 hours and 47 minutes. That does sound quite long. Pause. Variety has confirmed with a source close to the film. At 167 minutes without credits, The Batman is set to be one of the longest comic book tentpoles ever. Only Avengers Endgame at 181 minutes and Zack Snyder's Justice League 242 minutes run longer. The Batman finds Robert Pattinson following in the footsteps of Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and more by taking over the role of Bruce Wayne on the big screen. Pattinson stars opposite Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle Catwoman, Paul Dano as Edward Nashton, aka the Riddler, and Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon, John Turturro as Carmine Falcon, Peter Sarsgaard as Gil Coulson, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, and Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot, aka Penguin. Reactions to the Batman trailers have compared Reeves' vision to the dark crime atmosphere of David Finch's films, and a 167-minute runtime would imply Reeves is taking the slow burn detective route. The Batman runs longer than Finch's own crime opus, Zodiac, at 157 minutes. The movie is also longer than the recent lengthy tentpole and James Bond blockbuster, No Time to Die, and edges out the runtime of Christopher Nolan's longest Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, at 165 minutes. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm massively excited, just like many people around the world. I love Batman. He's one of my favorite Western superheroes, and just in general, he's amazing. And again, I was a little bit apprehensive, like I've said before, regarding Robert Pattinson. Really, dog? Robert Pattinson? but I'm open-minded. The trailer looks dope, and I think they could get it done, especially it's going like a dark detective route. I love detective stories. I'm a massive Detective Conan fan. That shit is in my blood, dog. Like, I love stories like that. So yeah, this might be, it could go down to be one of my favorite Batman. I don't know if we'll ever top The Dark Knight, you know, that second film with the Joker and all that stuff. That was incredible. But this could very well go down. Like, it has potential at the very least to go down as one of my favorites, because I love the detective side of Batman. Like early Batman the Animated Series stuff where it's just Batman rolling, going through the crazies and whatnot of Gotham City. Let's go, baby. This is exciting. Okay, people, next up, we're going to talk about the top 50 best-selling manga of the week, including a couple of slides. And what I mean by that is downturns, downslides for a few different series. And all of this info is courtesy of Jos_Ke over on Twitter. Always appreciate him for providing such really interesting info, because I love talking about this stuff. But yeah, so we got the top 50 best-selling manga, and off rip, very interestingly enough, One Piece coming in at number 50 with 18,063 copies. Pretty much it will be out of the top 50 by the next week, unless something major happens, with 1.632 million copies. And I don't like to harp on this stuff because people take it offensive when I'm just speaking facts. One Piece is one of my favorite stories. One Piece is one of the greatest manga ever written. Y'all know how I feel about that, but people can't take logical breakdowns, mathematical and all that jazz as anything other than hate when it's not in favor of them. But realistically speaking, you can see the impact, and I think you could even argue damage to a certain degree the length of Wano has done to One Piece, because prior to Wano, we was always just, you know, we were cooking, fam. Like, volume sales wasn't steadily increasing or anything like that, but Wano being so long, I think, is the biggest problem as to why sales are like this. Like, we haven't cleared 2 million before leaving the top 50. Kind of makes you look a little bit like, damn, like, especially with all the promo, episode 1000, volume 100, chapter 1000, with all that promo that Shueisha pushed behind it, for it to be at 1.6 and leaving the top 50, definitely you can see that Wano, and that's probably why it looks like it's starting to wrap itself up, because yeah, One Piece, like, it's starting to dip in sales to a point where, imagine we get to a point where One Piece doesn't even crack 1 million. Like, that would be very eye-opening for the fandom. So yeah, definitely interesting to note that One Piece 1.6 million at 50, about to leave. Then we got Blue Box Volume 3 with 18,000 this week, bringing its total in 13 days to 91,000. That's definitely the new sports/romance story for Jump, flagship title of those genres, I guess. I don't know really sports per se, because it doesn't really exude like, yo, that's Haikyuu, dog. But like, yeah, 91,000. Okay, cool. That's gonna be around for a while. That's like Nisekoi-esque territory. Then shooting up, number 44, Boruto Volume 16 with only 21,814 copies in its second week, bringing its total to 95,220 copies. And as pointed out by a very hardcore Boruto fan over on Twitter, Abdul Zoldak, he said himself, Boruto Volume 16 did not perform very well in the second week of Oricon, only managing to sell 21,814 copies, making the total for both weeks 95,220. Both Volume 14 and 15 managed to crack the 100K mark in the second week. So yeah, you can see that there's a steady decline in the Boruto sales, and it's disheartening to hear as somebody that I've been championing Boruto since like what, 2017, 2018, whenever like Kara really started to begin. I want to say, I always remember for some reason around like chapter 18 is where I was really like, holy shit. So somewhere around there up until now, I've been championing it. So to see that it's going down this route, I think it's kind of lining up perfectly now that they're slowly thrusting us into this next chapter of the story. And I don't mean like next chapter like 67. I mean like that it's looking like we're going into that older Boruto era, the time skip era and stuff like that. That way they can hopefully, again, I got to keep on stressing, do a rebrand. Because if they don't do a rebrand, here's what's going to happen. The time skip is going to be very short-lived. It's not going to last that long, because if sales are continuing to dip now, how much longer can we go without them saying, yo, we got to pull the plug, dog. Sales of the manga just aren't all that. Now, granted, the anime is a whole different animal in and of itself. I think the anime still does pretty well, but yeah, I think a rebrand, even if it's the opposite, even if it's the manga rebrands and the anime stays the same, something needs to give in order to really shake things up, because this is the first volume since, at the very least, 13 to not crack 100,000 in its second week. So yeah, Boruto definitely on the decline, and it's unfortunate, man. Look at that volume cover, dog. I need that. Then we got volumes 40 through 31. Let's see here. We got Darwin's Game with 25,000 this week. and then a whole bunch of Jujutsu Kaisen, volume 6, 5, 7, 4, 3. Then it gets broken up from Mystery Lunakare. Then it goes to Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh my god, Jujutsu Kaisen just dominating again. That Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0 doing wonders. And one of the things why I always stress too that I'm very excited when I see volume sales do very well for a series is in particular that from what I've heard throughout the years, mangaka, their biggest bread and butter of money is volume sales. Like, that's where they make their most bread. So when I see volumes doing well, I'm like, yes, Gege Akutami is getting what they deserve. Yes, yes. So that's why I say that. I'm excited to see all these Jujutsu Kaisen volumes doing well, because they only get like a small payment for like, hey, we want to license your story to do a film. Here's like, I don't know, 25,000, 50,000, boom, and then they don't see shit else until like their volume sales. 30 through 21, and this is a series that we spoke about last week not doing the hottest, so to speak. However, this week it actually picked up and is doing better than its previous volume second week. We got Black Clover doing 27,295, bringing its total to 122,272 copies sold in total for this volume. And Black Clover, with its previous volume, in 2 weeks it had did 137,000, and this one in 2 weeks has done 122,000. So while it's still a little bit of a dip, its second week did better than its previous volume second week. The second week for the previous volume did like 22, 23. This one did 27. So it's in the ballpark. It's not really a big dip as I had previously thought. Like, yeah, the first volume was definitely a dip and there's still a decline there, but it's not as bad as like Boruto not even being able to crack 100K in 2 weeks time, considering like, dog, you got that Naruto word in there, you know what I'm saying? You still got people that care and whatnot. So definitely something interesting to note, but I'm gonna continue to shout out and support both series because I want to see both series win. Like, they're two of my favorites that I really enjoy talking about each and every week. Well, Boruto is monthly, but you get what I'm saying. And yeah, Black Clover, a little bit of a decline in total, but still on the ballpark, not too bad at all. And I'm just happy to see it because, yo, that volume cover just looks so dope with Yuno and Longer, especially Yuno with that form. Oh my god, although it's a big spoiler. Then we got Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1 at 29 with another 27,000, 2.7 million. Let's freaking go. Then going up, more Jujutsu Kaisen from 24 to 21. God damn. Then we got places 20 through 11. More Mystery to Lunakare, then Jujutsu Kaisen. We got Tokyo Revengers at 15 with volume 25, 32,000, bringing its total. It finally cracked 900K. That'll hit, I still gotta say, I think that's going to hit 1 million before it leaves the top 50, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, dope stuff there. Then let's jump over to top 10. Just god damn, this is like Jujutsu Kaisen Island or some shit. Just more Jujutsu, like number 9, Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 8, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which that is a very, I want to say, does it say right here when it was released? I want to say this volume was released like in, yeah, 2018, this volume was released. And the fact that it's doing numbers now, that movie, dog, 2.7 million copies. I think, I want to say volume 0 is almost, if not more, right around the same point as volume 1. What was volume 1 selling? Volume 1 has sold 2.74, and volume 0 has sold, oh my god, volume 0 has sold more than volume 1. That's crazy because it's not even the same freaking main character. Like, nuts. We got at number 5, Dr. Stone volume 24 with 39,000, bringing its total 171,000. Man, I can't wait for more Dr. Stone anime. Whatever they got dropping, that little special thing in the summertime, I'm watching it because it's going to be a long stretch for the next one, and Dr. Stone is ending soon, so yeah. Then we got Mari Mashita Iruma-kun with 49,000, bringing its total to 104. That's a pretty big one. I've been wanting to check that one out, to be honest with you. Then at number 1 and number 2, dog. What? Top 5, and it ain't 3, 4, 5, baby. It's 1 and 2. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 17 and 18 occupying the 2 top spots. 55,000 for Volume 17 and 122,000 for Volume 18. God damn, baby. Shoutouts to Gege. I hope you're eating well. I hope you're getting money off of all of this because this is insane. 1.9 mil, 1.5 mil. God damn. Hold on. Clap it up. Gotta do it for the one time for the GOAT, Gege Akutami. This is crazy. And yeah, people, those were the manga sales for the top 50 bestsellers of the week. Interesting stuff all around. Boruto, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen. A lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, people, next up, something I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit excited about because we don't get that often, like JoJo related video game stuff like that. We get here and there a console one every few years, but we got JoJo's mobile game that I'm kind of excited about. It says here, K-Lab to distribute JoJo's Bizarre Adventure mobile game worldwide. K-Lab announced on Thursday that it has acquired the rights to distribute Shanghai-based Shangyu Games' upcoming mobile game based on the anime adaptation of Hirohiko Araki's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure manga worldwide worldwide outside of Japan. Shengyu Games had announced in August 2020 that the game would launch in mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. The companies have launched a website for the game. And yeah, I'm not really familiar with what this game is all about, but a JoJo's game, if it's dope, can be really freaking awesome. I love JoJo's. I want to play a JoJo's game. It's been a little minute. Okay, people, next up we got the weekly Shonen Jump author comments. Let's take a look. We got Hajime Komodo from Martial Magic and Muscles. Thanks to my astigmatism, I'm seeing so many McDonald's french fries. Yes. I feel so bad for dude, man. The health issues is no joke, dog. Shoutouts to Hajime Komodo and Marshall. Then we got Sakamoto Days, Yuto Suzuki. I'm addicted to gummies right now. It's probably because I couldn't eat them when I was a kid due to cavities. Alright there, Sakamoto, relax. Then we got Doran Dororan by Gen Osuka. My family is full of people born in January. Our family line group is really lively right now. Happy birthday, everyone. Yeah, that kind of sounds conflicting because like, yo, you got to go through Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and then you think you're done, and oh no, we got the January birthday month. I don't know how I'd feel about that, to be honest with you. That's a bit much for me. Then we got Ayashimon Yuji Kaku. I can't come up with good comments for this section no matter how hard I try. What do I do? Didn't you say that it was going to be like a vow of like, yo, I'm gonna nail it, dog. I'm gonna be doing shit every week. I got some comments like, dog, just talk about your manga, talk about your life. I don't know if you got a stomach ache and you gotta take a dump, say whatever, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got Jujutsu Kaisen, Gege Akutami, and this kind of made a little bit of a stir. I've seen some people speculating regarding Yuji in particular. If there's no buoyancy or resistance, then why do air bubbles occur? That's a good question. That's because Yuji is evolving, dog. Like, very, very interesting stuff there, Gege. Well, you could tell that they're researching very heavily into where to take it next with Yuji and stuff like that, but that's for a different one. I don't want to get into spoilers and whatnot, but shout outs to Gege Akutami. It looks like it might be Gege's year as well. Like, it was their year last year. They were #1 highest selling manga. Might be the same this year. I don't know. Then we got My Hero Academia, Kohei Horikoshi. My room is buried in papers, so I had planned to do a major cleaning to start the year. Yeah, dog, clean out. I just actually, y'all can't even see, but right here, I had like 100 million anime related things just stuffed there. It was just really messy. Cleaned it all out, put it all back there. Again, you can't see nothing the way I got this set up, but yeah, I did a massive cleaning. Do the same. You got this, dog. You ending your manga this year, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna reach your goals, right? Then we got Riichiro Inagaki from Dr. Stone. It's crazy that humanity made it to the moon over 50 years ago without even internet. And apparently they even did that with calculator technology, and they can't recreate the technology to go to the moon anymore. It's going to take a while. So yeah, there's that. ForneverWorld, what are you doing? Are you trying to say some conspiracy theories, dog? Like, what are you trying to say? I'm trying to say, let's go to the next comment. Because to wrap things up, we got the ever so infamous, and this is also very interesting. I had a meeting at Shueisha for the first time in forever and ordered the yuzu juice I used to get. Delicious memories of the past. Interesting. So he had a meeting at Shueisha for the first time in forever. Shueisha is going to bring you in because either something big is happening. Now, I'd imagine if it was, let's just say, for example, worst case scenario, they bringing him in, yo, we're canceling you. I don't think he would need to go to Shueisha for that. I think the editorial department at Jump would have a conversation like, yo, dog, let's wrap it up, man. Let's get out of here already. We want it done or whatnot. So I'm not sure if that would be a Shueisha meeting per se. If it's a Shueisha meeting, it might be to do with the Black Clover movie. Maybe they brought him in like, yo, we want your ideas. We want some character designs for this particular portion of the film. Can you help us? So that's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed that they're bringing in Tabata to help out with the film, which would make it even 10 times better because it's his baby to begin with. So that's what I'm going to hope for regarding why he's going into the office of Shueisha to begin with. But yeah, people, those were the weekly Shonen Jump author comments. Very interesting stuff, especially with Tabata and Gege Akutami. And I guess Yuto Suzuki's gummy obsession. Why not? Okay, people, and last story of the episode, just an update of sales for two of the biggest series that the creator of Fairy Tail has made, Hiro Mashima, Fairy Tail, and Rave Master. According to this, Rave by Hiro Mashima, which in Japan it was called Rave, not Rave Master, has 23.5 million copies in circulation for the entire series, which was 35 volumes, and Fairy Tail, which has 72 million copies in circulation for 63 volumes. Wow, I didn't realize that Fairy Tail was that much longer than Rave Master. Rave Master was 35, Fairy Tail was 63 volumes. Jesus, man. And I was there for majority of it. Like, well, no, I'm lying. I caught up before the Grand Magic games. I want to say I caught up around the Acnologia stuff. So yeah, I'm a fraud saying I was there for everything, but I was watching it for a while until I got to that point, okay? But I wasn't caught up per se for everything. God damn it. And in fact, fun fact, Fairy Tail was one of the anime when I was really starting to get into understanding what anime is that I was actually going to check out. Like, I remember it was like 2010-ish, I was like, yo, I want to check out some of the newer anime. Like, I'm watching a whole bunch of old shit right now, but like, yo, what's some of the newer stuff? And I remember it was like High School of the Dead and Fairy Tail. And at the time, I went with High School of the Dead because I was like, it's only 12 episodes. And Fairy Tail at that time had like 20 something episodes, and it was ongoing. So I was like, I'll check out that Fairy Tail in a bit. Probably maybe few months later I got into Fairy Tail. But yeah, a little bit of history for my Fairy Tail adventure, and shout outs to Hiro Mashima because 23.5 million and 72 million, that's almost 100 million copies off of his two biggest titles. And I'm sure when you add Eden Zero in there, he's probably cracked 100 mil, right? And yeah, people, those are all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, interesting story, any perspectives that you have that maybe I went a different direction with it, definitely let me know. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace, and you guys just watched another episode of ForneverNews. Have an awesome day.